Any changes in the mandatory withdrawal requirement for people turning 73 this year? Great question, Linda. We hear that question quite a bit. There was an update in the RMD rules from the Secure Act 2.0, and that is when you turn age 73, i.e. any of you watching that had a birth year of 1951, indeed you would be turning 73 this year. So sometime this year, either between now and the end of the year, you can take that distribution out. That distribution, by the way, is calculated by taking all of the values of your qualified plans. Now, what are those? IRA accounts, 401s, 403Bs, those types of plans. We look at the year-end value, 2023, whatever that number is, we apply a life expectancy factor that comes right off the IRS Uniform Lifetime Tables to calculate what your required minimum distribution is. Be aware, however, because of an IRS rule for the very first distribution, you are allowed to move out your first distribution to April 1st of the year following your 73rd birthday. So be aware of that. If for some reason you don't want to take the distribution out this year, maybe you have too much taxable income this year, you can move it out to April 1st of the year following, but only for the first year. And be aware that'll force 2 RMDs out for the next year. So as a general rule, we recommend to most of our people that come into our office that they take their RMD out their birth year, their first year, 73, take it out in the year they turn 73. One final thing about that, I've been seeing quite a few mistakes being made on how these RMDs are being calculated. This is the most common of all mistakes. People that have 401ks that they store up like stamp collections from previous employers that they work for. They have a whole bunch of 401ks, and maybe they have a few IRA accounts. The IRAs are much more flexible. Why? Because you can add up all the IRAs and take from one IRA all of your RMD, take a little bit out of each IRA, but the IRS doesn't care as long as you take out the correct amount. However, you can't commingle 401ks and 403Bs in with the IRA calculation. If they are in a 401k, they must be calculated and drawn from separately from that 401 or from that 403B. So in summary, it makes sense as you're doing your RMD planning to do a transfer, do a tax-free rollover from 401ks, 403Bs, or even 457 plans into an IRA plan, thus giving you a much easier pathway to get your required minimum distribution taken, calculated correctly, and have a whole large universe of choices in which to invest. Great question.